that. Not sure why that happens. All right, we're gonna do a quick little FSD drive here. See how it goes. I'm just going to depress the brake to activate the hill hold. Once the hill hold is on, then it will offer full self-driving. So I will engage FSD now.
Now turn right onto College Manor Drive.
Now for a road that had no lane markings, I really liked how the car was sticking to the right side of the road right there. And of course, when we have lane markings like this, it's no problem. FSD does a great job of sticking to the lane and sticking to the middle of the lane, unless it has to deviate from that course because of pedestrians or cars parked on the side of the road. Or cars, say, imagine a car was squeezing by this car here, which we'll have right now. So the car's going to move over a bit to the right there. It would have done so. You would have done that in a little more of a definitive manner if that car had really popped out
now turn right
into
onto
the middle of the road as it was squeezing by those parked cars. Turning right at a green light here, and it stuck in its lane. That's good. Just gonna roll up the windows here now. Felt it slow down just a little bit as it approached that intersection, just briefly. It doesn't always do that, I don't think. As a matter of fact, sometimes it will even accelerate. Now here I have an issue. Right as it's passing through this intersection, it always decides it wants to get in the left lane, and there's really no reason for it to do that. I always take an FSD snapshot when that happens. And I understand that with FSD Beta 10.11.2, that happens. So you can see here we're getting back into the right lane. So, yeah, and there were no cars at all in front of us or behind us, really. So there's really no reason to do that. I'm not sure why that happens. But apparently that is a trait of 10.11.2, and certainly it was with 10.11.1 as well, and quite frankly, even on autopilot, it will do the same thing back at that intersection. So I find that very interesting. Now up at this intersection, if there are cars stuck at this light, it often decides that it wants to duck into this neighborhood here to go home. Now we've got something interesting here. Looks like a bike towing probably a baby in the back there. I'm going to really cautiously monitor this. Okay, so I'm glad to see that the car is slowing down. Oh, he's getting over now. All right, he's towing something there. I don't know. It's bottles, I think, for return, not a baby. But well, hey, the car did that very well. I had a bit of a scare previously, and you can see that in another video. Maybe I'll post a link to it. But in this case, it handled that bike moving over, like pulling over and crossing all the lanes in front of the car. it handled that very well. Whereas on a previous occasion, I didn't feel the car respond to the bike at all. And so I had to depress the brakes and disengage FSD on that occasion. I didn't have to intervene at all here. So I'm very happy about that. For anyone who's new to these FSD videos, if you can see, this blue icon looks like a steering wheel in a blue circle. If that is illuminated blue, then you know that the car is driving itself. If it's gray, then you know the car is offering to full self-drive, but it's not. And if it's not offered at all, then full self-driving isn't even an option in that particular situation.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Doubletree Lane. Now turn right onto
FSD Beta always handles my neighborhood just fine, but I'm going to point out something here I really don't like, and that is when a lane comes to an end. All right, that's interesting. I was just about to complain about how it always waits until the final second, the very last moment to get over. As a matter of fact, I'm always worried that, you know, it's going to run into the curb or something. No, it never has, but it usually waits until the very last moment to get over when a lane comes to an end.
In 200 meters, your destination will be on the left.
And that was the first time I've seen it get over well in advance of the point where we run out of road, literally. So that's great to see, and it's a great example of what I often talk about with FSD Beta, and that is that what it does on one day in a certain situation is not necessarily the same thing it will do on another day. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.